Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Monday, the 11th of November. Remembrance Day, a day when we remember the conflicts that have raged, the suffering that has been meted out, the people that have sacrificed so much, and the peace that has come through that struggle. And we recognize that it has never been a perfect peace, that there's always ongoing struggle as well. And in the light of this, today, reading through Joel chapter 3, there's this judgment that is envisioned from verse 13. Swing the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, trample the grapes, for the winepress is full, and the vats overflow. So great is their wickedness. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and moon will be darkened, and the stars will no longer shine. The Lord will roar from Zion and thunder from Jerusalem. The earth and the heavens will tremble. And then 2 verses later, in that day the mountains will drip with new wine, and the hills will flow with milk. All the ravines of Judah will run with water. A fountain will flow out of the Lord's house, and will water the valley of acacias. And so it ends with this wonderful picture of a blessing and of peace, and the mountains flowing with wine and milk, and there's this great abundance there. But we recognize that abundance comes out of the judgment. And so when we're praying, oh Lord, we want peace, we want prosperity, we want everything to be good, we recognize you reach that point through what is described as the valley of decision, where God executes justice. And the second rider to that is, as we face times where there's a struggle and it seems like things are not going well and justice is being meted out, we can hold on to the fact that there's a pathway through this valley that will lead us ultimately to the mountains and hills where the blessing of God is. And I think the third thing for me reading this is to just recognize that we never have the blessing of God without the justice of God. God doesn't look at the world and say, oh, there's so much going wrong, but I'll just ignore that and we'll bless some people. No, there's always an accounting. There's always being held to answer, to be brought to justice. God's goodness goes together with his justice. They're not divorced. They're part of the same whole. And so we recognize the suffering that the world has been through, and we know that there will be an answering. At some point, there will be a valley of decision, and multitudes, and the Lord will be there, and the sun and moon will be darkened, and the Lord will roar, and people will answer for everything they have done. And it's only when that justice is meted out, when there's that accountability, that we can have a final peace, and we can be able to say, all is well, because God reigns over all. So that is our hope, and we recognize we're not there yet. We're on a journey, and we wait and trust in God. Be blessed.